Hi, people. Good evening from here. Good morning, wherever you're watching me from. And just let me just say good day and a beautiful day from wherever you're watching me from. This is the voice and the face of the Ayomide Samuel. My name is Oguyomi Ayomide, and I will be your host for today's session. I hope you are excited as I am right now because today's edition is a special one, not just because of the guests, but because every day on this section, on this segment of on this day like this is always a special one because it is all about tech. It is all for techies, and it is all tech conversations. So today is not a left. I'm not left out today because I have very important person in our midst. Our guest today. She's a special one. She's a special one because she's not just a guest, she's also a friend of the brand Tech with Hero. So I'm very excited that I'm doing this with our guest today. Don't worry, it's going to be a fun one. So I wanted to quickly do something for me or do something for Tech with Hero. Quickly share this video. Invite those people that needs to be here. Share this video, send it to your friends wherever they are, send it to them home and abroad. Wherever they are, let them join Tech with Hero uh, YouTube live session right now because we're about to get started, and it's going to be a fantastic one. Trust me. Trust me. I'm not capping here. I'm not capping. It's going to be a fantastic one. And I'm very sure that our guest is also ready, is also prepared. I'm very sure you see the face of our guest. I know at some point when I wanted to start it, when I was about to get started, you saw a glimpse of her, but then don't worry, you'll see her face fully soon. But quickly, I wanted to share this video. I wanted to invite people that needs to be here. Um, do that right now. Stop looking at my face. Do that right now. Do that right now. Right now. Share. I need you to share. I need you to share. Drag them if you have to drag them. If they are on Twitter, whatever the platform they are, drag them because this is all for decades, and this conversation is for you. So you need to be here. So they also need to be here. Um, are you ready to see the guest right now? Are you sure you're ready to see the guest right now? Are you sure? Are you sure? How sure are you? Okay, before I show you the face of the guest, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I want us to do something before I show you the face of the guest. Okay, don't let me stress you much. Let's just get started. Let me show you the face of our guest today. I know you've seen it on social media, so yeah, this is the face, the beautiful face of Prosper. Hi, Prosper. You muted. Can you unmute?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hi.
Hi,
See our
Ayo.
guest. See our guest. See how beautiful our guest is. Oh, is our guest not so beautiful? Oh shit. She's giving us that Gen Z vibe, you know. I know. Thank you for being here. And we are excited already. And I'm very sure that you're also as excited as we are over here. And I know this conversation is going to be a fantastic one already because, we can't have a beautiful guest like you. And it's will be fantastic. And the conversation is going to be interesting because today we are talking about the role of community management in tech startups, building loyalty and support. So, um, I've I've done something brief called introduction earlier that you are not just a guest, you are a friend to the brand. So this is uh this is like we kind of thing because we are not just bringing someone who is far away from the brand. We're bringing someone who is a friend to the brand, and is I just know it's gonna be an awesome one. So let me just allow you to do your thing. I'm not gonna stress anything. Let me just allow you to do your thing. Just quickly give us an introduction. Let us know you. Let us meet you first. I'm doing like I don't know you. I don't know Prosper. So guys, we are meeting for Prosper for the first time. So Prosper, hi Prosper, let's meet you.
Hi, Ayo. Hi, everyone. My name is Prosper Ayeri. I'm a community manager. I majorly manage communities in the Web3 space, so more like the blockchain industry. I've been managing communities for 3 years plus now, and I would say it's been one of the best decisions I made in my life. It's been an amazing journey having to meet people, from different aspects of life, different walks of life. And also, I've been able to manage communities that cut across from ordinary people who just have this common sense of gathering to those who are professionals I've also had the opportunity to manage tax professionals, academias, those who are in edu tech, that's like the ed techs. I've also managed people who are like the creatives, metaverse people, avatars, and all of that. So I kind of have this diverse understanding of how to manage a community. But so far, so one of the things that stand out about it is that all humans behave the same. We are all humans and we behave the same. So yes, that's a brief introduction about me. I like what I do, and I'm excited to be here today.
Hey, see profile. See profile. Oh, see profile. Okay, there's still some stuff that you didn't maybe mention. Me, I will just quickly do some brief parts because those parts are also interesting. Prosper is a she is a skilled Web3 blockchain community and social media manager. I know she did not put that Web3. And you know that that's one of the interesting part of tech these days. And another thing I find interesting is that she has a degree in information science, and she's also developing her skills as a public speaker, aiming to inspire and make a positive impact on everyone she meets, which is one of the things that she's doing right now. She's making a positive impact in the society. So Prosper, I don't know why you decided not to add that wave 3 there. Eh? you don't want
I just
to
said it
you don't
actually in the beginning, but I didn't like talk much about it.
Yeah. So how has been
Yeah.
the journey so far in being the Web3? Do you like it when we say Web3 social media manager, or how do you like the description to it? Do you just
Mm,
want social media manager
I would
or
think Web3
community
will be
manager?
okay. Web3 community manager. I like to identify more with that because the social media is kind of like something that comes with the job in most cases, but it's usually the
Mm,
community aspect that stands out the most.
awesome. So how has been the journey so far? Like you getting started into this? Did you just wake up one day and just find yourself being a community manager? I'm just joking, but then from information science is actually a tech field. I mean, right? It's
Yeah,
still
kind
tech
of.
related, kind of.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, because I remember while I was in okay, I say while I was I remember in school, in my faculty we have information not information science but information technology. Then we have
Mm.
computer science, which is my own department. Then we have other departments like mass comm and some other things. I don't think that that's supposed to be there. But then information we have information technology, but you study information science. So, but like, I just give us like a brief, relation with where you are right now, what you studied, and how you just get started, like your journey.
Okay, so information science was something I did while in the university, and a major part of what we did back then, or a major part of our curriculum, was on communication. So I think that was
Mm.
one of the foundations I would like to relate to community management because it's a big part of community management. But then outside of school, I realized that I wanted to delve into something else, like something not exactly what I studied in school. You know how it can be the dynamics sometimes. So
Yeah.
I started out first of all by joining a group of people. Like I said, I'm more into the Web3 space. So I started out with the cliche crypto. So I joined a group of people, and yeah, first of all, it was nice. It was welcoming, and I think that was where I had my first
Yeah, sorry, I
hello.
couldn't
Can
hear
you
you at
hear
some
me?
point. Yeah, I can hear you now. I think I stopped hearing you when you said that was when you had your first. That's when I stopped hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know where the issue is coming from. But anyway, so I joined them. I had a sense of community. It was nice. I was doing my thing. And then, I think it just comes with this love for helping out. So I kind of volunteered to help out. And then afterwards, after my first volunteer like opportunity, I kind of like realized that okay, I think I like to do this. I kept doing it, but that wasn't all for me. I realized that I needed more. So I had to find a mentor in the space who kind of like told me, okay, you know what, let's look into community management for you. This is something you can do. It identifies with your core strengths and all of the other things. So he gave me the platform. He taught me all the things that were necessary, and at the same time, I was able to push myself beyond the things that he had taught me. But more important than teaching me was him giving me the platform. I was able to volunteer in his community. I was there for over a year. And in that 1 year, I was learning, like getting better at the skills that I need in order to be a community manager. And afterwards, I applied for several trainings. I got most of them on scholarship. So yes, I learned a lot. Free trainings. I did a lot of free trainings. And afterwards, I got like I was reached out to by the CEO of one of the companies, and I was like, okay, would like you to join our team. We'll see what you do. We like it and all of that. And so for me, ever since then, ever since the day I joined that group, it has always been managing one community to the other. And then I've got to like, based off of managing from one to the other, that's where I kind of like have the experience of managing different types of communities, because the businesses are not usually the same. Some are focused on education, others are focused on the crypto natives, some others are focused on the tax guys, and then we have the ones that are focused on the creatives, the metaverse professionals, the content, the creators, the digital creators, 3D developers, 3D creators, and all of that. So yeah, that's been my journey, and it's been an exciting one for me because I delved from unknown to into the unknown, and it's been an amazing, extraordinary journey.
Wow, that was a fantastic one. I mean, you were able to take us through that journey, not the whole experience, but I mean, from when you started, the mentorship part, and it's so
Mm.
interesting. I love the fact that I heard that you had a mentor, and like you said, he was the one that paved the way. But you think, like, what's your advice or what's your say about mentorship? Because I remember we have a session where one of the guests then he has a perspective about mentorship. He feels that mentorship should he doesn't like the word mentorship. He feels that it might be a way of limiting the mentee. So, but I just want to hear your own perspective. What do you think mentorship has to come to play? How do you think mentorship has to come to play with your journey being a community manager?
For me, mentorship has been very instrumental, very, very instrumental. I'm not going to like talk about my success without talking about those who helped me to reach there. And when it comes to mentorship, it's not exactly a limitation to the mentee, because I feel like you can have mentors in different areas of your life. So when I was still growing small, I had a mentor who gave me a platform, who did all the things that gave me the opportunity that I needed. And then afterwards, I realized I wanted more for myself. This isn't where I want to be. I feel like I am missing out on a lot and all of that. I reached out to someone else. Now, this someone else, I was able to pitch myself to him. I was able to make him understand the value that would come from me. And there, this someone became another mentor. So, what I'm trying to say now is that there is no limitation in that aspect. It's depending on you, who is your mentor at any given time. Now, when you feel like your goals are beginning to change, then yes, you may need to change your mentor. But the role of mentorship is one that cannot be underplayed. Like, it is very important, especially, sorry about that. It is very important, especially when you want to grow a career, when you want to do something, because mentors have gone the steps, like they've gone miles ahead of you, and they are the ones that can help you overcome those loopholes that may, probably if you had no one guiding you, you would have made a lot of mistakes. If I had no one guiding me, my journey would probably have been longer. But with the right guidance, with the right people in my corner, I was able to, walk faster. My pace was faster, and I don't think it's limiting to have a mentor. I think it's a wonderful pedestal to find. It's something that when you find it, do not make a mess of it. And yes, you can change your mentor at any given time, depending on where your goals are, depending on what you want at any given time. So mentorship is key. It's important. You can't do this alone, especially in tech. You need someone. Yes, you may, but if you want to go faster and if you want to go better, and if you need a platform as well, if you are very hungry for it, trust me, you need a mentor.
Wow, I love those words that you have been able to drop.
And
Like I
if I
said,
can add very quickly, sorry, but if I can
okay,
add very quickly, I think that is almost like what tech with Eero is all about. It's about the
yeah.
mentorship. People are tuning
Mhm.
in here almost every time, and this is part of it. You're mentoring them, you're guiding them in the right path. So trust me, mentorship is big.
Absolutely. That is actually what I was about to say. That you're also mentoring someone right now. I give you them a piece of advice. I give you sharing your own experience, and they're also learning something. They're going to be acting on something from these sessions, and that is how the world the world have to be, because when you give to the society, when the society gives to you, it is important for you to give back to it.
Give
So
back.
if not, we're just going to be a static word. And thank you so much for that. Awesome words, fantastic words. Chasey, ha, 001 public speaker. All right. So I have another question here, because one of the things we did was to just get some questions for you, to not just my personal questions, but also from the community members. So one of the questions here is, what do you find most rewarding about working in community management for tech startups? What do you find most rewarding about working in community management for tech startups? And if there's nothing rewarding, please share. I think that one is a lie. I know that one is a lie. With all this glow. Nah.
Okay, yes, yes. For me, what I find most rewarding, I'll give it in two aspects. So, because the community manager is like the bridge between two people, I'll call them people, but they are more than the word people, but two categories. The first is the company that you represent, and then the second is the people in in the community. So, more like the community members. So what I find most rewarding as regards to having to work for the company is being able to reach the company's goal through the KPIs that have been assigned to me. Because when it comes to community management, the KPIs are not kind of like fixed. There are something like they are flexible. The goals are flexible. So this quarter it could be the community could be focused on probably adding more members, adding more to the product, or doing something, and the next quarter the focus could be on something extremely different. So being able to bring the community, to bring value out of the community to the that's to be able to extract value from the community that is useful for my employer or for the company is very rewarding for me in that aspect, because I kind of like let them see, okay, now this is the reason why you have to invest in community. Because if they do not see the value of this community, they may not see the reason why they should keep pushing money into community. So being able to help the company reach its goals through the community is very rewarding on that end. And then on the side of the community members, what is rewarding for me is being able to assist them. I mean, because I've been in a place where where you need something and then there is not enough support. I think that's what's quite common in the tech space. There's not enough support. So being able to kind of like help someone go beyond the hurdle in front of them in my own capacity, as it affects the brand, as it affects the product or their experiences, is something that I find very rewarding. Yeah. So the assistance I render on this end, and also being able to help the company realize the community's worth is rewarding.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Because I know community management is not easy. Like they did say in this part of the world, no be beans. Because you're working with people, you're working with human beings, and you know how human beings could be. Mm, we
Yeah,
are all human beings. It's not easy to always listen to somebody to also to always follow a particular pattern, a particular order.
and
Sometimes somebody somewhere just wants to do something different in a group. Somebody always just wants to be exceptional in another way, in another
exactly.
manner. So I don't know, how is it like. So the next question is just, I know you've somehow talked about it, but just like to just make it well defined, like how would you define the role of community management in a tech startup, like, and you can use that with your experience to just share one or two things.
Okay. So first of all, the community is founded because there is a need for the company to communicate to its end users, its consumers, or supporters, however the company wants to kind of like call them, whatever it wants to call them. But the community exists because the company is finding a way to reach out to those people. So when we talk about defining the role of community management in a tech startup, it cuts across many corners. It could go from event planning. It could go from event planning to community engagement, to support, to building loyalty, to content creation, to advocacy and support. It cuts across many different areas of the job. But more important than this is that for the community to be able to help the company reach its objective at any given time. So this can come in the aspect of marketing, this can come in the aspect of product development, this can come in the aspect of customer support, can come in the aspect of ambassadorship, whatever it is that it is coming in as. The main thing is that the community is able to assist the company. So now, in the case of a tech startup, the major thing, because for a tech startup, especially the one that is B2C, the focus is usually on the community. It is
Hmm,
usually
I
on
already
the
gave it us some
branding
grammar.
and all
B2C,
of
that's
that.
business to consumer, right?
So engagement is key, communication is key. So
Mm,
being able to pass information across from here to here, from the company to its end users, being able to communicate is very important. So that role is something that cannot be undermined. That is one, that communication gap. The community helps to bridge that communication gap. And at the
mm,
same time, it's also an opportunity for the company, the tech startup, to be able to implement new products, test it, do so many things with the product. Also, a way for them to get feedback from their users. So it's a whole lot together, but majorly, it's more about how the community is going to help the startup or the tech or the company reach its goal. So in most cases, it is not limited to one. It's the roles here could be different, the roles there could be different, but more importantly is understanding what the community, the job of the community at any given time. Because you may have a KPI last quarter, and if you don't understand this quarter's KPI, you wouldn't do it. At the end of the, you will just work and then no results. The community may be progressing, but in the eye of the
mm.
company, it is not helping it to reach its goal. So, but on the general ground, it is usually communication, it's usually feedback, it's usually support, it is marketing and lots and all of that.
I mean, I give it to you people, the community managers. I give it to you people. You guys are doing a whole lot, and I love the fact that you mentioned communication, feedback. So you people are more like a bridge between the organizations and the community, right?
Exactly.
So, and most of the time, I mean, for brands, the people that actually there are people that drive brands, and those people that drive brands needs to be communicated with. There needs to be a communication with those people that drive those brands, and which is one of the things which is one of the roles of a community manager, to help pass the right information from the company to the community. Sorry, I'm the one that is saying too much of grammar, but I know that my my guest has been able to break it down, enough for us to understand. So, another question here is: since you've been able to talk about loyalty, you've been able to talk
Mm.
about, from what you've discussed, like how do you now balance online and offline community engagement to foster loyalty? Like, what's the balance? Because I know there are some community, when you say community, when you say uh what's the word? When we say community, there could be online, there could be offline. I'm sure that it is the sum of, wherever they are that made up this word community. So how do you now
Community.
balance that offline and online community
Yeah.
engagement to foster loyalty?
Okay, so usually there is something we call KYC. For some persons, it says know your customers, but for community managers, we call it know your community. So, first of all, you need to know your community. Knowing your community includes having, maybe you may not have 100% database, like, oh, these people like know everyone completely, but you can be able to estimate the larger portion, like the larger makeup of your community. So you need to understand, you need to first of all know their demographics down to their location, down to the age grade, down to the career paths, the things that you think that kind of bind them together. So you can have this subset of people in the community. So now, where location comes in is when we talk about the offline community. We know when you manage a community that is kind of like global, you may not be able to meet the offline community needs of everyone in your community. But the main thing is being able to focus on where you have the larger population. So, take for instance, you have the larger population in Africa, in Nigeria, and you manage a community that is global. So you can organize in real time meetups. I mean, not always online, because these meetups are kind of ways to foster this relationship. Because a
Mm,
community manager is not just about communicating, you also need to have help them have this sense of loyalty for the brand. In that way, you
yeah.
create this ambassadorship in them. They just begin to advertise you free of charge. You don't pay them to advertise, but you've earned
Yeah.
their trust. So when they're thinking, where can I do my next? When someone asks them rather, where can I get mentorship? You remember Tech with Hero, because
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
imprinted it in their mind.
Perfect example.
They know already that this is the community. That is what happens when you are able to carry them along. So when it comes to having both together, first of all, you need to know need to know your community. Then after knowing
Yeah.
your community, you need to create avenues where these people can meet together. We understand that the world is global. The internet is making everything global. I know people that I have not seen before. Most of my bosses, I haven't met them before, but I know them. But imagine how it's going to be like when I finally get to see them. The synergy is definitely going to be
Mm,
different. And that is what
yeah.
community building is all about. It's about building those strong bonds, synergies between people who do not know themselves. What brings them together is your product. What brings them together is your brand. So at every given time where you have the opportunity, yes, you know, go for it. I've been to events and I'm just kind of like walking by and someone says Prosper. They call the company that I'm kind of like that they know me from, and I'm like, yes, but you won't see me doing. Do I know you? That's very wrong. I know you
Mm,
already. Even if I may not know you to your name, I may know your name on the platform. And even if I don't know your name on the platform, come on, you've been in the group for a while. There's a lot of things we've done together. We would use that to bond. So that personal touch is also another strategy that you can use to make both the online and the offline community together. I mean, I've been to places where I get to see my community managers are probably a large conference and I see members of my community. And for me, that's an opportunity to get feedback. I sometimes take my camera and I record them. What do you find most interesting about the community? Tell us about the community and all of that. We create content out of it. So all of this, giving them this sense of belonging. Everybody likes to be in a place where they feel appreciated. If I don't feel appreciated, I would leave because I feel like I'm wasting my time. My value could be somewhere else where I'm more appreciated. So giving people this sense of belonging, this sense of this I know you, I want you in my corner, you're doing so well, share your feedback, tell us what you do. Now let's bring all of you together, those in Nigeria, those in Lagos, those in Asaba, wherever state you are, let's do a meetup in this state, let everyone meet, let's discuss, let's network, let's go beyond the camera. Now let's be in the same space, let's learn more about each other. So the main thing is having them in your mind, and any opportunity that you have, you kind of like bring them together. We also have larger communities who kind of like the members on their own organize meetups. This is even outside of the community manager. The community manager is not even like a part of the deal. You just see members say, oh, I'm going to hang out here, and who else is coming? Who else will be around? And before you know, 10, 15, 20 people are together. If they
because
do not
they've
have
been
that
able to engage
community,
themselves.
exactly, if that community is not there, they probably wouldn't know each other. So yes,
Yeah.
being able to, attach everyone in a way kind of like helps foster a strong relationship both online and offline.
Wow, amazing. Even from what you've shared, is a whole lot of work. If they are going to pay me to do that kind of work, I mean, they should be able to pay me well, oh, please, because I cannot. You will not see me outside. You'll be like, hey, sometimes you don't even want to do as if you don't know them because you know that, oh, you're an ambassador to a particular brand, and
Exactly.
this person could be like a member of this community, and you don't want to just you just have to maintain your C's and your composure,
Exactly.
while
Always to
you're
say
so
it
like,
every time.
hey. So I
You
know
could do
it's not
something wrong and it's showing up on the platform. Somebody is just saying, oh, I saw the
mm,
community manager, I greeted her and she did not. Oh, you don't want to say that.
it's not
You
coming.
don't want
You
to
know how
say
people
that.
talk. You know how people talk. Like, when something is bad,
Exactly.
people just come and attack you like
That
you've
is
never
what
done
they
something good.
advertise.
hmm So I know that work is not an easy one. But how do you now measure? What's like the metrics of success? What? How do you measure like the success of community management? Efforts. Like, what's like the metrics? What metrics do you use in
Mm.
measuring the success of community management efforts? Because I
Okay,
know success,
so
it might be in different
varies.
perspectives. But yeah,
Yes.
to you, what metrics would you use?
I think let's start from the fact that it varies on one end. For me, I'm
Yeah.
someone who is very results driven. So I don't manage a community because the numbers should just keep growing. Let the numbers just keep growing. Today we are 100, tomorrow we are 1,000, next tomorrow we are 10,000. No. If that is not the goal of the community, if that is not the goal of the company at that time, that is not my focus. The numbers could grow, everything could grow, but I won't be counting that as success at that point unless it says, okay, you know what, your focus in this quarter is to grow this community, and I'm going to find every way possible to grow the community, then I can measure that as a success. On the other hand, if for this
Sorry, are
quarter or
you
for
saying that
this
if
month,
the community is like, can you like add numbers to it? Are you saying the community has like, let's say, 1,000 or let's say 10,000 members, you won't handle it, or what do you mean? I just want
no,
to
no,
have a
no,
figure.
no. Okay,
Yeah.
no. So what I was saying was success is depending on what the focus is at that point in time. That was what I was trying to say on one hand. So I gave an instance of if the focus is on growing the community, if it's on growing the community, then the community grows. That could be my focus. But I am not the kind of person that I am only after the numbers. I only want the numbers to keep increasing. That is not the kind of community management that I offer. I offer beyond that. Unless you tell me that what you just want in this time frame is for the community to grow. And then I and the team will focus on growing that community for you. And then when it changes, we would shift our goal to what the new focus is on. So what I'm trying to say now is that the success metrics are dependent on the assigned tasks. So I cannot say categorically that, oh, there is one umbrella success metrics. But if I have to use the word umbrella, I think the main thing is the success metrics should be being able to carry your community along. I think that should be it. Because at any given time, whatever the task is, your ability to carry them along is very important. And I think that should be the success of the community manager. You may not be able to carry everyone because some persons do not like to be carried along. They like to go at their own pace. You may not be able to do that, but being able to provide that environment that at any time, whenever they are ready to go on their pace, they have the environment to go on their pace. And yes, that could be that's a metric, that's a success metric, because now the essence of the community is realized, the members are carried along, the company is carried along, and the community manager is like the driver behind the wheels, steering the community to wherever direction it needs to go. The main thing is the vehicle is loaded with the right people and not an empty vehicle moving in every corner in every direction. So yeah, being able to carry them along, I think that's the main success metric.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So from the onset, we already made the establishment that success to me differs to success to you, and I'm very sure that it also differs to even success to every brand that you have worked with. So but
Yes.
do you also think that it is just about growing the community? Can't it just be maintaining a particular status quo, maintaining a particular perspective? Do you think it's just about growing? Must it be growing?
No, no,
Or
it's not always about growing. No, it's not always about growing. It depends on different things because we have what they call you get there's this stage where you get to attract people into your community. There's this stage where you have to kind of like engage them, and there's this stage where you kind of like have to retain them. The main bulk of responsibility is in retaining people. It's not in growing. In this era of AI, bots can flood your community and you think it's growing. It's not growing, it's
mm,
filled with bots. If you're going to measure success just by the numbers, then that will be a lot of failure because you may have people who are not even humans in your community and you think you're communicating. The main thing is being able to retain them because every day competitors arise from different corners. The business competition keeps growing. But if you're able to keep your members as members in the
mhm,
community, and trust me, that is one of the reasons why a group of people are gathering. They're not gathering to scatter, they're gathering to remain and being able to communicate, to let them see reasons why they should remain, to help them see
mm,
where the company is going, to help them see where the company is, and sometimes take them back in time, do some throwbacks, let them see how far we've come together. Like having this online support system that feels like home, that feels like a family. I think that's basically what it's all about. So it's not just about growing. Numbers can grow anytime, but what is the value that comes from it? Do people really know the reason why they are there? And the reason why they are there is it being realized? What do you need to do to ensure that the community is carried along? And I think that's why I gave the example of the driver behind the wheel steering, and then if there is nobody in the
yeah.
back seat, it is empty, you're just going alone, which I think is a very big drawback because one won't
No
go
brand
far.
wants to be alone.
Exactly.
In fact, why we even have a strong brand is
Mm.
because we have a strong community behind it. Why
Community
do you have
behind it.
think about any brand that you feel that is very strong today? If they don't have a strong community, then I don't know
They
who they
don't
are
have
selling to.
anything.
No, they don't have
Exactly.
anything. So
B2B,
that's it.
B2B or B2C, there has to be some sort of support from people. Without it,
True.
the brand is gonna die anytime soon.
True, true. And I think there was a part where you were talking, and I just remember that there are some people that are just your fan, a diehard fan of a
Mm,
brand. They'll just be the one to do the free. You don't need to pay them to advertise for your brand. Once your brand is good, and once you are good, I think there's another quote I saw recently. I was like, if your product is good, then no, it's like branding is not the reason why people are not buying from you. If your product is good, then you shouldn't have any issue with branding. I think something around that. If you yourself as a brand, if what you are
mm,
doing is good, if what you are selling is good, then you shouldn't have a problem with branding itself. So to your own case, like with community, what do you think? What if you have a brand that what their products they're not working towards it, or it is not good enough? How do you balance it, or how do you come in and they have a community? You can, when you're managing such community towards that brand, that they're not even looking inward, they're not looking like at what they are doing, they're not looking at what they are doing wrong, and their community
mm.
are complaining, they have feedbacks, and they're not listening. How do you come in? I don't want to give you any hints, but how do you?
Coming. So yes, I've been in that situation, and it can be quite frustrating. It can be quite
Mhm.
frustrating sometimes because you just want the company to listen to the people because that is the joy of a community manager is being able to take the queries, the anger, the satisfaction, the everything from the members, being able to take it from them to the company. So when you are at that point where they are not listening to you, it can be quite frustrating. But you definitely don't want to tell your community members that they're not listening to you. So that is where your ability to solve problems come in, problem
Mm.
solving and all of that. That is where it comes in. You have to be
So,
very diplomatic about it. You don't have to
mm,
tell them, you know what, we're not listening to you. No, keep gathering the feedbacks, keep gathering it, keep pestering those you need to pester on the community end, keep doing all of those things. And another thing that you could do is distract. You could distract the community members. You could distract
mm,
them from what is the main problem by probably bringing up some new packages. Like just say for instance now there are so many there are so many things going wrong, but instead of focusing on what is going wrong, you focus on what is right, the thing that is happening right. Focus on the amazing things that is going on with the product. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't pay attention to them. But the fact that paying attention to them at this point is only going to highlight the difficulty, it's only going to highlight the challenge, and it's going to push it out in a bad light. So one of the best things to do is focus on what is working, focus on the right part of it, and just kind of like keep pushing stuff in the right path. Why on the other end, you're doing all the things you need to do, like reaching out to the people you need to reach out to, telling them why, asking all the questions. But what I would say for me is, as a community manager, like the main, what would I call that? Is it like a cheat code or something? Or the community manager is being able to push people to do what you want them to do, both in
mm.
your team, both outside of your
That's giving
team,
us a cheat code, oh. Yes,
and also
got the
in
cheat
the
code,
community.
oh. So say that
Because
again, say that again, say that again.
okay, so it's about being able to push people to do what you want them to do. So,
Mm,
it comes from the angle of, like you said, maybe there is a lot going on, and then the community, the company is not taking the feedback well. So now, as a community manager, you're part of the team. You may need to now bypass. Maybe this person, the community is not taking it well now because they probably have something else that they have prioritized higher than the
mm-hmm.
community. But at the
So
same
you
time,
be able
don't
to
stop
communicate it to
pushing.
them.
Yes,
Mm,
keep pushing, keep saying all the things you need to say. Disturb the people you need to disturb. People on my team. If you're on my team, I'm very good at disturbing, and I'm not disturbing because I want to disturb. I'm disturbing because I have someone's need in the community to meet. I have someone's
mm,
needs to satisfy. I've been in a situation where I didn't reach out to the graphics designer for a period of time, and then he reached out to me and was like, "Prosper, what's happening? Are you sick? Are you feeling? Are you not? Have you not been working this past few days?" I've been working instead because you've not reached out to me. What's going on? And then that's when I
mm,
realized, oh, this is how much of a disturbance I can be when I have tasks that needs to be done. So what I'm trying to say is, you need to be edgy within the team. You need to be able to get people to do what you need to do. If your supervisor is not going to listen to you at this point in time because maybe that is not a priority, that doesn't mean you should stop talking about it. Help them to see why it's a priority to you, because the end users are what matters at the end of the day. If you create a product and nobody's using it, then why are you creating it? If you create a product and you can't take the feedback from the people, then why do you have them there in the first place? So just because they don't listen to you now, just because it's not being prioritized now, doesn't mean you should back out. I mean, you are their advocate. You speak for the community when the community can't speak directly to who they need to speak to. Because if you don't speak, it's you that is going to, you will be at the receiving end, and you don't want to be in that place. So while you are distracting them, while you're pushing out all of those stones in the community, do what you need to do so that you can give them the answers that they are asking for when you should.
mm. I love one of the words you said, that if you create a product and nobody is using it, then why do you exist in the first place? So I think this should
Exactly.
like one of the questions here, which I feel that you might have answered. It has to do with how can these tech startups leverage their
Mm.
communities for product feedback and development? How can they now leverage on? Yeah, we've read about the importance of communities, having a community. So how can they leverage on this feedback that these people have been giving, and this feedback and for the growth of the brand and the development of the brand, and even with the community, how can they leverage their communities for product feedback and development?
Okay. So, first of all, at every given point in time, there will always be new products or maybe an update, maybe an addition, whatever it is, but there has to be something interesting in the pipeline. So
Mhm.
the community is there as a marketing tool. It is there as a product development tool. It is there as a testing tool as well. The first thing first is you have to create a feedback channel for people. You have to create this loop, this avenue where people can give that feedback. It could be in the form of a pool. It could be in the form of a survey. It could be in the form of maybe it could be maybe creating this mini channel where you kind of like add people, whatever it is. The main thing is, first of all, give them that opportunity to give the feedback. That is on one end. And then the other one is create an opportunity where people can talk, because if you give them something new to use, you should they should have new experiences and they should have new feedback. Give them the opportunity where they can talk. You could host an AMA, like a Q&A session where they can ask you anything regarding the product. This is an avenue for you to kind of like leverage on the community to give this company, to give the business it's to kind of give it its feedback on the product end. So you want to do that. On the other one, you can do some sort of testing phase. You can conduct this mini testing phase just for your community members only. So kind of like an exclusive package. If you want to do something like that, you may want to consider incentivizing them. Maybe for testing this, we give you this. It could be in the form of maybe a discount to something. It could be maybe monetary. It could be whatever
Just
it
like a
is,
reward.
but a reward, because first of all, people don't give their time out freely anymore, especially in this area that there's so much distractions around. So if you want to utilize the community, you have to find strategic ways to get them to do what you want them to do without them having this sense of being used, because people don't like to feel like they are being used. So
Mhm.
you want them to develop to test a new product, you want them to do something new, devise a strategy. Do you want to create a channel? Do you want to do like do you want to do this feedback loop? Do you want to do AMAs? Whatever it is you want to do you want to create a usability test? Whatever it is you want to do, find your way around it. And if you think it's something that is going to be quite exhausting, add some rewards to it, kind of just like, make them feel like, okay, this excitement to do it. But that shouldn't be all the time, because when you get to add rewards to everything you do, people become very expectant. People do it not because of the love for the brand, they do it for the money that is attached to it. And at the end of the day, you won't get genuine feedbacks, because they feel like you're paying them, they just want to give you good feedback, because they know that it's like bad is more like payments for comments. So you definitely don't want to give a bad feedback, because you're like, you'll be thinking, if I give bad feedback now, they probably won't pay me my money. So yeah, all of those things can be utilized to kind of like, create this product feedback and development
So
phase.
I
Develop
still feel that the brand needs to make sure that their product is also good, because when your
very
product is good,
important.
you still get them for free in somehow somehow. You just get them for free, because when you are selling a very good product, people will just give you that free adverts. They won't talk about it
Yes,
to their friends. They don't talk about it to their families.
free
That
of
this is where I
charge.
got this from. Is for free,
Mm,
and you don't need to
mm,
stress yourself. Trying to uh well, community managers shall have to receive their money too. So, but I mean, the other ways, not necessarily because of your product is bad or not, you know. So, I love the fact that you're also giving some free strategies already. That's how you know somebody that knows what they are doing. This is how you know the traits. You see the trait of the pros, the pro marks in this industry. Because from our conversations, I could hear you dishing out strategies that some community can adopt, some brand can adopt to what they are doing, and they could get a very better result. Because you mentioned some some things I don't even want to repeat. If you want me to repeat it, you have to go and you have to repeat this broadcast after we are done, to listen to them. But I know that you mentioned a lot of things that I feel if brands could, buy into it, then they are in for something great. They're in for something great in terms of poll, in terms of getting feedback, in terms of giving reward to their customers. See, I'm already saying it again. I said I don't want it. I don't want to repeat it. 'Cause I want people to go back and watch this over and over again so that you can get uh, the juicy part of it. You can suck whatever you need to suck again. So thank you so much, Prosper. But I have another question here which says we're about wrapping up, so but just a few questions, then we can allow you to enjoy the rest of the day. So what would be your advice to someone looking to start a career in community management for tech startups? So that there's somebody out there who is actually listening to right now, and probably the person has even tried this community management and it doesn't work. It didn't work. Like there's a language that's coming to my mind. I don't want to say it, but the way we break it down in Nigeria, they'll say it didn't do. But then I actually did. I actually said it. Sorry about that. Sorry, it's not me. It's not the Nigerian in me. But then, so there's somebody listening right now that probably have tried this community manager, and probably if you have any advice for them, I've tried community management. Like I've been a community manager. I manage some communities, but it's not easy. Hey, Kai, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm not a professional like Prosper. No, no, no. I prefer to. I don't like the title community manager. I can manage a community, but I don't want that title. I can just do it maybe probably because somebody is yet to take in that role. Let me quickly
Mm.
do one or two things. And I also have brands that I own. So sometimes I have to step up and into that office of community manager and do the work if someone is not doing the work right. So let's hear from you. What are your advice to we your children?
Okay, so first of all, you need to identify that it's what you really want to do because it is very competitive out there. The community management sector is very competitive. There are a lot of persons who are community managers. Some is because they've managed a community before, some is because they've done one or two trainings, some is because they really do know their job. So you have to be sure that you're ready for the competition ahead. Not trying to scare you or anything, but community management is one job that it is very easy to find, but very difficult to remain in. So, one, you need to hone your skills. You need to identify the skills that are essential for community management on one hand. Now, when you identify those skills, you need to go the extra mile to learn them, take the necessary courses you need to take, do the extra research that you need to do, practice as much as you can because you cannot be a community manager if you've never managed the community. It's not just about the textbook knowledge. There are those things where you kind of like, oh, in textbook, the way it's on textbook is the way it is in real life. In community management, it's not usually the same. It is very easy on textbook, but in real life, where humans are so difficult to deal with, especially adults. So, that situation where, there's something you're supposed to do. They've given you a task to do it. You are trying to use the community because that is where you are positioned and nobody's responding. You cannot go and you can't do anything. Like there's nothing you can do about it. That is why it is not just something that is about sending messages in the group. You need to be able to like solve problems, like real time problems. So I think it falls back to identifying those skills, working on them, building on them. Because to find an exact training that says, okay, this training is on community management, and then you do it and you feel like yes, you are ready. No, it's something that you have to keep building it. And one of the best ways, one of the best ways to get better at the job is to find a community to manage. And I would always say volunteer. Volunteering goes a long way when it comes to community management because anybody who is going to pay you to manage their community want to see track record. They want to see that you've managed the community before. So if you're just getting started, you need to have that community that you manage, either as a volunteer or as an intern, whatever it is you want to call it, or you need to find a community that you've managed. That is what can set you up for the higher. That's for the higher gig. That's what can set you up for a paid job in the space. That's what can set you up for that recognition that you need. So identify the skills, hone those skills, talk about them, learn them as much as you can, volunteer volunteer to become a community manager, keep pushing yourself out there, and network as much as you can. It's something that sometimes I feel like this tech thing, you need to kind of like have a good network of people, because it's not just about being skilled, having the skill. You need to have people in your corner as well. So you need to go out there, network with people, tell people what you do, tell people what you're aspiring to become, and all of that. So at the end of the day, it's all about pushing yourself, even when it's not paying yet. Keep pushing yourself so that you can reach that peak that you want to reach. So yeah.
Amazing. Awesome. Prosper, are you sure you don't have a book on community management?
Maybe I should consider writing one.
You have to, because you are sharing a lot of things that I'm like, God, this is coming from a world of experience. This is coming from someone who knows what she's doing, who has worked with community, who is not just talking from books, like you have said that the skills is actually important rather than you reading from books. And not like you cannot learn one or two things from books, but you have to practice what you have learned. That's how you actually know if you have actually learned something, when you practice it. And it's so obvious and it's so evident. And the result is showing. Your beautiful smile, your glowing face, and your awesome words and all. So maybe I should do some. I should do a career switch. I should just but I want to ask a question. One
Yes.
question, one question. So I have one more question, and the question is: what do you do aside being a community manager? Is it that all your life what you do is just manage community? Chat reply. What do you do aside? If you're not managing a community, or if you're not actively at work, what do you do to catch fun, to have fun?
Okay, so for fun, I watch movies. But now let's push that aside. Now let's come into the aspect of building a career. So, you started out the introduction and talked about public speaking. That is something that I really do want to get my hands into big time. And then also, prior to now, I used to do podcast hosting for a company. Like I was just hosting only their podcast for them. So that is something that I also do aside from community management. Although that is part of community management, because
Yeah.
you, as a community manager, you should be able to moderate community events, community activities, and all of that. But I wasn't
Mhm.
working in the capacity of a community manager there. I was their podcast host. So yes, that is something that I think. What I would say is anything that involves impacting, talking, and all of that. And I'm someone who likes to learn a lot. So I am always enrolling for one tutorial or the other, one new skill to
Hey.
learn. And so sometimes I think that was one of the things that really helped me when I started out earlier in the career. I got my hands on so many things that were not so related in a sense, but as I got in on the job, I got to realize that these things that I was learning, they were really important. I just did not know how important it was at that point in time. So
Mm.
I'm curious. I do a lot of things that, and because I'm also in the Web3 space, I do trading sometimes. I do trading and all of that. Yeah. So, but a big part of my life is managing community. Like a bigger part of it is managing the communities.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. So I think you said you watch movies, so you don't like food. I don't know. Is that you don't like food?
Not exactly.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I left the group. I left the group. If you don't like food, I left the group. I'm so sorry. So another question. So I said one more question, Abby. Let me just add
Mm-hmm.
one. Just this is the last one. I promise. This is
Nijara.
after this one. After this one, I'm not asking any.
Mm.
So this question is just what do you have to say? What's your advice to someone listening right now? Like general advice, someone listening right now. Whoever is listening, what do you have to say to them?
Don't stop pushing. Don't stop whatever it is that gives you satisfaction. For me, it's
Mm,
community management. For you, it could be something else. And whatever it is, basically, don't don't stop at it. Don't let anyone tell you can't get to where you wish to get to now, because you can, as long as you keep showing up every day, as long as you keep putting in the effort, you definitely can. So that's my piece of advice for anyone. Don't stop pushing. There are no boundaries. Every boundary exists in the mind. There is no boundary anywhere. You can go as far as you wish. You can do as much as you wish. But the moment you begin to limit yourself, that is where you're going to stop until you can push those limits. So keep pushing.
wow, wow, awesome. I don't even need to add it to it. You've said you've said it all. Thank you so much for accepting to be on our podcast session today. Thank you so much your for sharing from your wealth of wisdom, from your wealth of experience. Rather, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. We love you from Tech with Hero. We love you for loving us too, because I know you're one a fan here at Tech with Hero, and we also love the energy you have been giving us, from the onset. And we pray that God will keep helping each and every one of us over here. So yeah, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Prosper. I'm
Thank you
very sure
for
everybody
the
who's listening to
invite.
the podcast, they are also
Thank
happy and excited.
you. Thanks to
They
the
are also happy.
listeners as well. Thank you. And yes, I'm really, really happy that I am here today. And
Mhm.
thank you, Ayo, for hosting me. And Omolola, thank you too for the
Yeah.
invite. It's been an amazing 1 hour of my life. And yes, thanks.
You should say whatever of my life. All these community managers, self, eh? When I wanted to ask one more question, but I was looking at that question. But I has this question. Hope she will not get angry at me. But don't let me add to it. We've said thank you already. We've done thank you
Mhm.
closing prayers. We've done thank you closing prayers already. But you can always reach out to Prosper. We have to paste our social media handle to in the description, so you can also reach out to Prosper. She's everywhere on social media. I don't know if she's everywhere, but yeah. What social media platform do you prefer?
LinkedIn.
Ah, why is everything about you professional? Like, I ask you what do you do for fun? After you mention movies, then you spend the rest of the time talking about learning, talking about career, talking about not even food. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. I'm
You're an
sure after
amazing
this,
host. Thank you.
we have our own conversation. Yeah, thank you so much, Prosper. Thank you so much. So I'll allow Prosper to go right now. So if you have any gift to send to Prosper, you can send it to her. You can send it message to me. I will give you Prosper's contact. So you can, deliver it. I will deliver it on your behalf. Yeah. So thank you, Prosper. Thank you so much. So, guys, that was another amazing session with Prosper, and I'm sure that you've learned a lot. I also had a lot of things that I've learned from Prosper already, because community management, like I said before, in that grammar I used, I said no be beans. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy managing people. So I understand when she was talking, sharing her great of experience, I understand some of the things that she could say, because you know how people could be funny. And you say do this one, you want to do another one. We say do another one, you want to do another one. So I just hope that we can even have like a part two to this, whereby we have certain questions that I was even unable to touch, because I would have loved to ask her certain questions around probably feedback, maybe bad feedback that she got from the audience, the community itself, and how she was able to handle them. A lot of things I would have loved to even talk about, but due to time, we just call it a day like that. So maybe another time we will find a way to have another fantastic conversation with that. But if you would like to sponsor us, if you would like to let this engagement continue, we can't do this without sponsorship. We can't do this if you don't give us a thank you thumbs up. Apart from thank you thumbs up, a thank you anyway to just say thank you, to just appreciate what we are doing here at Tech with Hero. But one of the ways you can also appreciate what we are doing at Tech with Hero is to follow us on all our social media platform at Tech with Hero. You can follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn, like Prosper mentioned, LinkedIn. Okay, we're also on LinkedIn. Follow us on LinkedIn. Where else? Yeah, this podcast will also be available on Spotify. Though we are actually live right now on YouTube. So if you want to follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, wherever you're listening to us right now. And I bring you greetings from Hero Monora. Even though she's not here, I'm doing the work today. So it's so nice. Thank you for the opportunity, Hero. Even though we have missed you already, we missed your voice on today's session. But really, thank you so much for what you have been doing so far. And so if you want to, like I said, you want to sponsor us, please reach out to us at Tech with Hero. We'll gladly receive your sponsorship, your donation, your gifts, and just keep being amazing. Keep being amazing. Keep pushing, like what Prosper said. Keep pushing. Don't stop. Don't limit yourself. There's more to what you can accomplish. If you say you can, you can. So if you say you can't, you can't. Use your mouth to see what you want to achieve. And if you say it is this, so be it. So this is how I'm going to draw the curtain. Let me just play a music. Show music then. Yeah, that's all. My name is Oguyome Ayomide Samuel. You can call me the Ayomide Samuel. You can follow me too on all social media platforms. Thanks so much, guys. We love you at Tech with Hero. Bye for now and enjoy this beautiful music.
Tell you lies. That's just how we roll. You know what it is. How we roll. You know what it is. That's just how we roll. You know what it is. How we roll. You know what it is. Yeah. Top off summer in the wind. You look at me like that, can we make another kid? You're my heart, I'm your rib. If I ever had to for you, I would do a bid. And I can tell that you're ready. 3, 2, 1, it's going down like confetti. Water 10 to 1 shots again. If we do it on our phone, promise that we're gonna trend.